I opened it to find my neighbor, Lance Venable. A normally bubbly fellow with bright blue eyes and a head full of tight blonde curls. Lance looked distinctly bubble-free as he trudged into my apartment. "Oh, Jaine," he sighed, summoning his inner Sarah Bernhardt. "I don't think I can face another Valentine's Day without a date." With that, he plopped down on my sofa, his arm slung dramatically across his forehead, very Marcel Proust yearning for a Madeleine. "Cheer up, Lance. We'll stay home, order pizza, and watch Fatal Attraction like we always do." "No, I'm afraid not even the thought of Glenn Close with a butcher knife is going to cheer me up this year. In fact, I was thinking of going to a weekend retreat at a monastery." "A monastery? But you're not even Catholic." "That's not the point. I need to meditate, to contemplate, to see how I look in one of those cowl-neck robes. And besides, who knows? I just might meet somebody." "Lance, you can't go to a monastery to pick up guys. They're celibate. So, I like a challenge." The scary thing is, he wasn't kidding. But enough about my pathetic life. What's going on in your pathetic life? "For your information," I said, scraping the last of Prozac's hairball from my slipper, "my life does not happen to be the least bit pathetic. But, now that you asked, the most maddening thing just happened. I got a phone call from a mystery woman named Joy Amoroso, telling me to come in for a job interview without even giving me her address or the name of her company." "Joy Amoroso?" Lance's eyes lit up. "I know all about her. She owns Dates of Joy, Beverly Hills' premier matchmaking service." He sprang up from the sofa, his lethargy a thing of the past. "Be right back," he cried, dashing out the door. Seconds later, he was back, as promised, waving a glossy news sheet. "The Beverly Hills Social Pictorial," he said, leafing through it. "I subscribe to keep track of my customers." The customers to whom Lance referred were the wealthy dames who shopped at Neiman Marcus's shoe department, where Lance toils as a salesman, fondling billion-dollar bunions for a living. "Aha!" he cried, finding the page he'd been searching for. "Here she is." He handed me the magazine, pointing to an ad for the Dates of Joy matchmaking service. There, in the middle of the ad, was Joy Amoroso, an attractive blonde sitting behind a desk, a statue of Cupid slinging his arrow in the background. At least, I assumed Joy was attractive. The picture itself was extremely hazy, as if it had been shot through a lens liberally lathered with Vaseline. "When you get the job," Lance was saying, "you've got to promise you'll get me a date." "I thought you were going to a monastery." "A monastery? Why on earth would I go to a monastery when I could be going on a date of joy? I hear she's got a client list filled with gazillionaires." "Don't get your hopes up. I haven't got the job yet." "Oh, but you will." And as very bad luck would have it, he was right. Little did I know it then, but my Valentine's Day was about to go from Fatal Attraction to just plain fatal. Chapter 2. I found Beverly Hills' premier matchmaker several miles outside Beverly Hills, in the perfectly pleasant but distinctly less prestigious town of Mar Vista. Housed in a 3-story stucco office building between Elman's Upholsterers and Jerry's Discount Flowers, Dates of Joy was a far cry from the swelligant mecca of matchmaking I'd imagined. Nabbing a spot in front of Jerry's Discount Flowers, I made my way past buckets of drooping carnations into Joy's office building. There, I stepped onto a musty elevator, where some industrious hoodlums had etched the walls with an impressive display of male genitalia. I got off at the second floor and found Joy's office at the end of a dank hallway. In contrast to the oatmeal walls surrounding it, Joy's door was painted a bilious Pepto-Bismol pink, the words "Dates of Joy" etched in flowery calligraphy. I